You might hear my cat meowing behind me, by the way. Um,
Okay. Hello, hello.
Guys, we're here, um, and we're here with Course Miracles student, although she really wanted to stress a beginning student, right?
Beginner, very beginner.
And also the artist, Fabiola. You might not have to help me one more time. Uh,
And
Noschang.
very beginner.
Noschang,
Not
did I get that right?
That's right.
Um, And so you're a beginner for A Course in Miracles, but obviously you're not a beginner's artist. You've probably been an artist all your life, right?
Yeah, so yeah, like art has been part of my life since day one, I guess. I always loved everything about art, like even not just physical art like paintings, but music, poetry, all those things. So it really moves me like beyond what I can express in words sometimes.
When did you know that that this was going to be your life, that you were going to be an artist? I know you started out as a architect.
Yeah. So I guess I didn't know it before. I was more like, this is what I love and this is what I want to do it. And I studied architecture because it was more like on the creative side and was something that I could create, but was not exactly what I want to do it. And then I think last 3 years after I became a mother, I start like to have all these like impulse to create art with my hands and was like very vivid, and the last 2 years I was getting like images of the art that I was supposed to create, I guess. And so I started doing it because I thought, why not? And then before that, it was very into my head. Oh, it's not gonna look like that, or I don't know if that's gonna be is gonna be sold or well. So I then got out of my head and okay, I'm just gonna do it. And then I create something that I haven't seen before, and yeah, people are gonna love it.
I noticed that your art is very tactile. It has a very uh, physical essence to it as well. But
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to mention, you had said that something that you had never seen before. It's a wonderful thing about art is it starts as an idea. It starts as something that is not an actual thing, comes from the formless into
Yes.
form. And your art is your art is your spiritual practice, right?
Yes. So the way that I got more into spirituality was with my art. So I was because I was recently I had my son. He's now 6 years old, and I was really needing a break and something that would be good for my mental health. And then I started doing art because it was the thing that was calling me, like to take care of myself and my mental health, my emotional health, all those things. Because motherhood can be pretty exhausted and well, was really hard for me. And then I got into art and creating art. And when I was creating art, was the moment that I would not think about anything. I think it was the first practice that got me into stillness because before that I hadn't done a meditation, nothing at all. I was not very aware. But then the moment that I was doing art got me into a moment of stillness where I was not thinking about anything. It was just it was like just energy flowing. And and then with that, then things started to happen. Then I was more into spirituality, more into meditation, want to know more about like what are the paths in spirituality. And and then I got into new age spirituality, which can be very a place with many illusions still.
Mhm.
And then I think when I start to seeing the truth, when I was read the book of Yogananda,
Mhm.
the autobiography of a yogi.
Right, I got that right on my
Yes,
shelf back there.
yes, I love him. It was like he starts to show me, okay, that's one way to walk the path. And uh, and then from that I was like, okay, how can I see the truth, how can I know the truth, because I had so many mind programming, and think I was so fearful of everything, and I want to know, like, I want to know the truth. That was my main prayer, main intention was like, I want to know the truth. I had like a slightly idea, but I didn't know the answers yet. And then when I found uh, like some people talking about A Course in Miracles, was like, yeah, I need to get this book. I need to get this book. And I devoured the book. I read within 6 months.
Wow.
It was like I couldn't stop it because every single chapter I would cry. Like, was like a, I don't know, a shower. A shower of washing away the beliefs and the meanings and the mind programming that I had.
And you took a little bit of a different approach. You read the text first, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people find the text overwhelming. The the language, and as you said, there's so much information.
Yes.
So a lot of people start with the workbook because you can break it down one lesson a day.
Oh, I
Um,
had no idea.
it's probably good though because you did it the way you intuitively uh,
Yes.
were led to take it on.
Yeah, I try to do the lessons at the same time as reading, but then they were, at least the first few lessons, they were very abstract to me. They were very like, yeah, abstract. I could not believe. So yeah, that's why I start with the text, because I want to understand first and then apply the idea.
And now you're doing the workbook, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I bought the A Course in Mirrors, I think it was August 2025. Read the book, read the text, and then I was almost finishing right in December, the last 2 weeks of December. That was like, okay, I can start the workbook exactly on January 1st. I hadn't programmed that. I had no idea I could be able to read everything in 6 months. So, okay, I will start January 1st. And then just like a very strong intuition came into my mind to record. And at the time, I actually haven't even looked upon YouTube about A Course in Miracle, people sharing like videos about A Course in Miracles. And that's crazy because I thought, oh, okay, I will share my journey as a student and record the lessons, but didn't even cross my mind to check what if other people are doing.
Right.
I know it's so.
I think it's important for people to see someone beginning the workbook lessons for the first time. I don't know if anyone has ever done that before, possibly, but you're the first that I've seen who is saying, guys, I'm starting. Um, and I want you to join me. This is the start of my journey with the workbook. We have some people in the chat now who have just started as well. So I think it's very important for you to be shown that. It's incredible, and thank you, by the way.
Has been great because I think because of this compromise that I create to myself, I am going even deeper in the lesson. Like, I really want to understand every single word, every single phrase. And so for me, it was like, even if I don't have many people watching, has been a great learning progress for me, because I am like going deep, and then I am seeing. So if I am studying the lesson of the day, let's see, it's lesson 28. I am going, now that I have seen other channels that do the same. They are sharing the lessons day by day, the workbook. I follow like 3 or 4 channels, and I see they doing the lesson of the day and how they do it. And each one of them, they bring like a different perspective, a different quality, and they are all so rich. Like when I put all of them together, it's like, oh, okay, I can see many aspects of this single lesson.
Let
What
me
maybe what
go
maybe
ahead.
it took me 4 years, because I'm seeing like 4 different perspectives plus mine. I am doing like in one practice, one
All right.
you know.
Let me give your channel a shout out, guys. If you go to You Rise with Fabi, um, and she has said a new channel that, and you have. I'm trying to look to see where you started it, but it hasn't been long. You started it on December 29th,
Yeah,
2025, and you have um, 27 videos. You have your journey guided. I love the titles. Uh, Let go of the ego. We are one. Detach and be free. Um, I can tell that you're like in every aspect of your life. You truly are an artist. You're bringing a sense of artistry to your work here on YouTube and on the course.
oh,
Um,
thank you.
I want to um, give your channel a shout out with your description. This channel is an invitation to remember who you are. You are source expressing itself through form without being limited by form. Spoken like a true artist, by the way. Um, you remain. You give without losing. You shine without effort. You are real, and nothing unreal can change you. Nothing to become, nothing to achieve, only to remember. You are a divine expression of the I am. You inherently free, whole, and holy. You are love, light, and truth. Here we explore the transformational teachings of A Course in Miracles, gently unfolding fear, releasing the illusion of separation, and returning to our true, limitless creator self. Um, so, guys, I hope you rise with Fabi. I hope you go. I hope you support our friend and
Thank
support
you.
and share, as they say. Um,
Thank you.
has uh, your own expression as far as art is concerned. Do you feel that it's maybe taken a little bit of a shift through your practice of the course? Do you see any relation between the two?
I'd say, as I said before, I was so fearful of everything. And now I'm seeing myself more, well, I'm not there yet, but I am working more fearless. So as before, I would try to do things a certain way, and right now I am more open to try like different things, other things, like just really like follow my intuition, the flow of energy. And before I would block that. So
Okay.
I think it's like bringing me more confidence. Not exactly what the kind of art that I'm doing, but like more confidence to express myself, whatever way it comes. And before I would block
I
that and be
see
like
that.
fearful.
Um, I love your channel subscription, and it makes me wonder from an artistic expression, uh, what would people create if they knew that that you could give without losing, that you could shine without effort, that you are real and nothing unreal can change you. Uh, you're basically describing that we are unlimited creators, that we are creating with God, and to, to me that seems that it would set every artist or everyone who wanted to be an artist completely free to express themselves in whatever way uh, the Holy Spirit is guiding them to express themselves.
Yeah. So before I went into spirituality, I already thought that every single person is an artist or a creator in their way. So many people think they need to like stud or have a career on that. But you can have another job, like you can be whatever you are right now. I don't know if you're a doctor, uh, cleaner, whatever you are, and you can do art and you can create as well. Like you don't need to have a degree or anything like that to get into that kind of state because I for me at least, I don't know. For people could be other things like music, poetry, writing. Writing I think writing is one of the biggest kind of art that people don't even think about it, but can be art.
Agree.
And when you are in this state of flow, I think the energy just want to flow and just want to create, like as we are created in the image of God, we are also creators. And when we stop the flow of creation, that's why people get depressed, sad, all those things.
Um, and I think you're right that an artist, their role is to extend themselves as love, and art is such a wonderful vehicle of extending ourselves. And if it's in any way stunted, it really does lead to emotional repression and depression. And do you think, you said that there was a little bit of suffering in those years as a new mom.
Yeah.
Uh, do you think some of that came from maybe not being able to fully feel as creative as your heart was saying?
So I had many unconscious, let's say, mind program beliefs, fears, a lot of fears, like a lot. And when I became a mother, like was like everything was s- bubbling to the surface of myself. So it was like everything hit me on my face. Like motherhood brought that into me. For other people, is like near death experience. I don't know, illness, all those things. So for me, it was becoming a mother, and then seeing that the way that I was parenting my child was all the unconscious way that I was parented as a kid. And I had no idea until I had to parent him. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot be this way. I'm repeating the same cycles and things that I don't want him to have. And then I was like, okay, I need to heal myself. And then I went into new age spirituality. That's healing forever.
Right.
You are never healed. And from that on, I was like, okay, that's not good either. And that doesn't sound truth either. And then I was like, when I was on the darkest moments of my life, when they say like the dark night of the soul and all those things, I start to uh, have an inner knowing. Was like almost like a voice would tell me, I am love, light, and truth. And that would come and repeat. Nobody ever said that to me. And I didn't had any proof of that. Like, how can I say I am truth? For me, it was very weird. How can I say I'm truth? I was like, I don't know anything about anything. I am so fearful about everything. I have so many unconscious program. But then when I found A Course in Miracles, I understood that the part of me that was saying I am love, light, and truth was not my ego mind, was the divine expression of God that was saying that to me. And then, okay, so that's not a lie. It was just not my ego mind, because with my ego mind, I could not understand. For my ego mind, that was a lie. And then through the Course of Miracles, I could understand, oh, okay, because I am love, light, and truth. not through the ego mind. I am love, light, and truth through my divine expression as source.
You know, Fabi, being able to see that you were repeating patterns of your parents is pretty big. It's huge. Not everyone sees that. And, that's the nature of epigenetics, a pattern repeating itself generation after generation and after generation. Um, and you had the insight uh, to notice that. And you had the courage to say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this to my son. I don't want to do it to myself. And you're ending that cycle. Um, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I think it was the love that I had for him that awake that on me. Like, was a love so great that I was like, no way. That stops with me now. And actually, something else that came to my mind now was now that I am doing A Course in Miracles, I see a lot of people doing it, and there's a lot of people sharing and trying to create awareness about this material. But before that, when I first found it, was like I was finding like a hidden secret because I haven't heard about that like never. And for me, it was like find the that's suffering about the book. If they don't want to do YouTube, or I don't know, just share with someone. Like little by little, you can help so many people.
Um, Amazing also that it starts with, you were saying if we could just one person. Um, it's amazing to consider that we are that one person, that we're that
Hmm.
catalyst for a great, great change. Because now, um, first off, with your son is going to be raised totally different than how you were raised because of that depth of love that you're able to give him. And then through your artwork, it has a transmission to it. People are gonna see your artwork, and they're gonna know that something, an essence, this has been touched by love, and they're gonna walk away with that vibration. Um, and then all the people that are gonna find your channel, all the people that are hearing you now, um, and if Fabi is that catalyst, I'm gonna say to the people in the chat that if Fabi is that one catalyst for such a huge change, and we don't even see how many people we're ever going to reach. Each and every one here in the chat, listening to you, studying the course themselves, or whatever spiritual or artistic path that they choose, they're a catalyst as well. They're going to reach even countless more people, and it's a never-ending chain of love and beauty, just reaching and reaching and reaching. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I think it changed my life so greatly, and some people can think, oh, but it's just a book. But the amount of that I have changed since I started reading this book is crazy. Like I would say I'm just on the beginning, and I already had some crazy experiences like with love. Like one day was they are all I can say here right now it's um so they are all very like I would feel this burst of love from my heart. Like something that I had never experienced before. Like I would say, I would be walking or driving, and I would feel this burst of love for the trees, and I had to say, "I love you, tree." Was so was so crazy because I was like feeling that burst of love for nature, for people. Like I would say stranger, and I feel that love. I didn't have to say anything, but I feel like within me. And before, I was so fearful from everything. And like all these crazy shifts that happen when you shift the mind, when you shift the ego mind, like just from reading, just from becoming aware, just from like getting out of the illusions, it's life changing.
It is.
So I want people to experience that. I want people to know that there is no reason to be afraid, and all the mind programming that we are uh, bringing out, changing, I don't know, uh, they are in the way of us feeling this love that we are.
Have you noticed? You were talking about this overwhelming sense of love towards everyone and everything, people and trees. Um, have you noticed that also? There's the return effect that you know very often I'll be walking through the woods in a morning walk, or I look up at the stars, or um, uh, strangers will smile, and I think, you know what, I'm getting love in return as well. The more love that I'm giving, the more love that I'm putting out there, and I literally feel, um, if it's unspoken, um, that's okay, but it's still present. That all that love that's coming from my heart is coming right back to me.
Yeah, yeah, I can feel that too.
Let me make sure in the chat. Oh, we do have a question, guys, and feel free to ask questions as we go. Um, Someone wants to know. Question: do you get tingling when you have your insights at the moment in time? Do you get a physical sensation?
Mm, I have like a full body, I don't know the word chill. It's like it's like a energy that comes and goes like electrical energy.
And another question is, what impact has the course had on your art?
Mm, I would say first thing is fearless to create. Before I would define myself, oh, I just do this kind of art. And right now I don't define myself. I even did a post one day saying you can call me freedom artist because because right now I'm doing this kind of art, but then I also want to write. I also want to create videos. I also want to um, use my expression in other ways. So I think as the course has impacted me in the whole of my being, so I am able to express myself in many ways. I think that's the first thing that I would say.
You know,
And then and another thing that I think impacted me a lot is that right now I am very into trying, like just try things and see how works. Because right now I am doing sculptural art, but I also want to do like very colorful art, and I also want to do writing. I also want to write a few things. So I think that's the thing. You are more when you take the blocks off the way, what's blocking you, you feel more free to be yourself and to express the any way that comes. You feel free to do it. not expecting anything in return also. Like I'm not creating a music thinking that I'm going to be a pop star. I'm creating a music because that piece of divine energy wants to flow through me. Doesn't matter what's coming next.
Um, that was beautifully said, by the way. Uh, Especially the part about removing the blocks. Because the course talks about this is this course does not aim at teaching love, for what is all encompassing. Can't be taught. Um, but it removes the barriers to love's presence. And another word for love, I think, especially in artistic terms, is creativity. And when it the course removes those blocks, when the Holy Spirit removes those blocks that keep us from expressing love, uh, as an artist, we truly do become fearless. You know, there was a time in my writing when I would start writing something and say, no, that's kind of silly, or it's not going to work. I would doubt myself or second guess. And now I write straight from the heart, and what comes out is unfiltered. Um, and it's really like I'm listening more than I'm trying to, like, I'm not making an attempt to write. The writing's already there, and I just need to open up and allow it to come to the page.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Like even I can see that with any physical creation, like I would create art and then some art sell very well, some don't. And when a person buy it, they would say, "Oh my God, that makes me so emotional. I feel that art's for me," and all those things. So sometimes we create, and there is a certain person that needs to receive that, and may take a while for that person find that specific creation. But I think where everyone there is a certain expression that would, let's say, be specifically or perfectly for someone. Let's say I create an art and I don't have a person in mind. I don't know who's gonna buy it, but there is a specific person that art is for. Maybe it could be even for myself.
Right,
But there is a specific person that book is for, or because the way you speak or the way you put the words together will make sense for that person, will touch the heart of that person, I guess. So it's all perfect.
we have another question for you, um, and it is, Fabiola. Would you be okay to share any recent miracles in your life? Any expressions, miracles in your life?
Yes. I think as I see and as I start to see different perceptions of like regular things, let's say like daily things, sometimes I am more like witnessing things happening. Let's say, for example, another day my son was playing a game and he was changing the rules of the game all the time. And then my husband, he was pretty like serious and pretty like, I'm trying to teach him how to do this game, blah, blah, blah. And what I could see at the time was like my son on his beautiful innocence. He was not worried about the game. He didn't care about the game. He was trying to be silly. He was trying to be innocent. He was not trying. He was
Right,
being innocent and silly, and he was bringing like the light for us to laugh, for us to like that's that's just a game. It's not even real. So he was being the light at the time when most of the parents would like say that he's guilt or would shame him for not following the rules or something like that. That moment I could see the innocence and the light and the love of a child that was truly a gift, because he was, the way that he was being silly was for us to remember to laugh and to stop being so serious about life. Like we have to follow the rules all the time. We cannot look around. He was like bringing that silliness and happiness, and and like that happened many moments before, and I didn't see that before. In that moment, I could see, oh my God, that's what's innocence is about it. He's not trying to uh, break the rules. He's bringing us a moment to laugh, because I think as adults we stop like being silly, laugh, like just being happy for nothing. And that innocence reminded me this. But that was the first time that I could see it.
Right. Um, it occurred to me when you were talking about when you first started doing your artwork um, as a mother, and you would get those moments of stillness. Uh, how important that is for a busy, hurried mother when life is always on the go. You're always responding. You're always reacting. A moment of stillness is a pretty big gift, isn't it?
It's extremely important. Like for some people, they are not into spirituality. They say, "Oh, my moment of stillness is going to the gym or doing exercise or going on a walk or something." I think whatever you do that brings you into this moment of stillness can can make a huge difference on your day. Like there is some days that I was not doing it, and sometimes I can do like just 5 minutes. And but my soul would crave that more and more and more and more and more. It was like I really need that peace of mind. And the more you do it, well, at least for me, the more I do it, the more I can be still in moments that I of conflict as a mother. Like is if something is going on, like he's crying, he's throwing a tantrum or something, I can be more still, more present, and I can see better what he needs from me than if I am so stressed that I cannot see, I cannot think. So I became a better mother as well, as I start to take a little bit of time for myself.
Do you have any other uh, practices that help you? Do you practice meditation? Um, you know, moments of stillness outside of your artwork?
So yes, I don't do art every day, but the things that I like to do is like yoga. I try to do some mindful yoga, not like the fast ones. I am more into the slow pace with combined with breath, like hatha yoga, those
Hmm.
things. And then I try to do a little bit of meditation when I love to do guided meditations, but sometimes I try to combine both guided meditations that bring us into like stillness, awareness, this kind of meditation. And I try to do a little bit, but there is days that I can't.
Sure. Um, there's a great line in the Bhagavad Gita that talks about even a little spiritual practice goes a long way. And I think it's important for people to know that, um, you know, I'm a meditation teacher, and I often hear people say that I don't have time to meditate. Even if you dedicated 5 minutes in the morning, it makes a huge difference in how you approach the day. And same with breath work or the mindfulness yoga that you practice. Um, just a little bit can go a really long way.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to be a person that was more into exercise, but I'm not. So the The exercise that I like to do is yoga. That's why I do it, because it's, for me, I don't know, feels better than goes to the gym.
Right.
That's what. So that's for me. It's like I'm doing something that I like. That's being in stillness and peace and exercising a little bit. That's why.
Right. We have another question. Uh, is the ego just a code resin, like a black goo, that we can't physically see, that we must peel away to reveal the truth of love?
Oh, I couldn't hear the beginning. Can you say that again, or where is the
Sure.
question?
Is the ego just a code of resin, like a black goo, uh, that we can't physically see, that we must peel away to reveal the truth of love?
Yeah, I see more as like a filter. It's like something that we put around us or in front of our eyes, and comes before the truth until you can see the truth. But right now, I see more like as a filter or like a lens of a glass. And that's how it is, unfortunately, how society is. But yeah, the idea is to like take this veil off out, like just construct little by little, and then be able to see the truth.
When you dove into the text, um, and you got that ego description, how did it strike you? Did it strike you as, well, this explains everything? Or, well, that's a pretty heavy load to accept at once? That for some people, it can be a little uh, depressing to see uh, what we've related ourselves to for so long.
For me, was a relief, actually, because the the way that the mining program that I have was way worse. Let's say with religion and I don't know, all the media, um, horror movies, all those things. So for me, it was even a relief because, oh, okay, it's not like there is a lot of demons and the devil want to get me. So for me, it was like even better to understand, oh, okay, these thoughts are not actually a demon speaking in my ears. Because the way that society can program us can be very fearful and let us be very powerless. And when I saw what the ego is, was actually like bring me back into my power. Oh, okay, I have power to say no to this thought. I have power to understand that that belief was not mine, is not who I am. Because I would have this conflict, like I would think or feel a certain way, like a good way, and then a horrible thought would come to my mind. I was like, oh my god, what is that? And now that I can separate myself, that I am not my thoughts, that I am not that thought, in like really look into the thought and understand why the thought is there, because a certain event had happened, or because I believe what my religion has told me. And to understand that's not myself was extremely relief. But for some certain people, could be, yes, could be heavy. But for me, it was good.
Right. Did you grow up religious?
Yes. So I'm from Brazil originally, and in Brazil there is a religion that they call, uh, I don't know a translation, but it's like spiritism. I don't know the translation, but they call like spirit something. But the idea of this religion They just talk about the cycles of reincarnation. Nothing, nothing else. Just the cycles of reincarnation. What is a spirit? All those things. But it's not the truth. It's very different, and that made me very fearful for a long time.
Well, I could see how coming to the course would provide that sense of relief. Uh, no, especially when you read the world as we experience, as we know it, um, is not the real world.
Yeah, yeah. I feel the vocabulary of the book was very like um with Christianism words. I don't know if that's the right word to
Uh-huh.
say. And that was a little bit like how can I say, weird for me. But as I would understand the meaning, that was like that didn't matter, because I was getting like the meaning of the text. Doesn't matter
Right.
the how the vocabulary is. And I know that for some people that are, I don't know, for a certain religion and they are very traumatized, that can be a little bit off for them. Maybe like, oh my god, I'm reading like another religious book, and it is not, because it can be very, yeah, yeah.
Right. That's the way it was for me. I came from a Catholic background that I left behind, happily behind, um, and I had no wish to go back into another Christian religion. I had been practicing, as you and I just talked about, um, self-realization fellowship from Paramahansa Yogananda, um, but the course kept calling me,
Yeah.
and it kept calling me back. I would put it aside, and it would call me back, and and then I realized that the language was sort of secondary. It's the message that was calling me back. Um, Sometimes I think it's better that the language might be a little um, that it is worded the way it is, because it causes us maybe a greater sense of concentration. We can't skim over it. We gotta study the text and let it
Yes.
enter the deepest part of us.
Yeah. So you mentioned Yogananda. When I got the book, like two paths were calling me very strongly. The I even have here
Yeah,
to study Yogananda lessons and Kriya Yoga, or A Course in Miracles. Like both came at the same time in my life. It was like I was looking for answers desperately for years, nothing, and then both paths came at the same time. And then, but the Course in Miracles called me a little stronger, and then I that's why I did. But I am like crazy to jump into Yogananda's teachings too, because I think they are very powerful as well.
they are. They are. And I don't think, um, you know, I practice yoga. I teach yogic meditation and breath work. Um, I don't see a split. I don't see a dichotomy between A Course in Miracles. Um, I always sort of mention that forgiveness, Bhagavad Gita talks about four paths of yoga. You have the yoga of devotion, you have the yoga of selfless service, you have the yoga of self inquiry, and then you have the eightfold path of yoga, which has the breath work and the asanas and meditation. But the fifth path of yoga, that's not never mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, is the yoga of forgiveness. So for
Mm,
me, um, it is yoga. Yoga just means union, yoke, and that's the entirety of the message in the Course of Miracles: is that you are already united and have never been separate from God.
yes.
So I don't see if you want to dive into Yogananda's teaching, dive right into Yogananda's teaching, and think that I'd love to see how you offer both together. I think that would be a pretty amazing thing.
Yeah. I am also reading the Jesus autobiography by Tina Spalding.
Yeah, she was on last Friday.
Yeah, I just found her when I started my YouTube channel. And then I found her books and then I bought a few. And then I was reading about the journey that Jesus went through when he went to India and all those things. And it's a pretty amazing book. I'm just like on the beginning, but yeah, I think exactly that's what the teachings of Jesus came through this path of union with God that have never been separated. And he had to teach through histories and parables because the people at the time could not understand. But yeah, I think they teach the same thing, but maybe with a different approach.
Right.
I can feel like the love and enthusiasm of Yogananda. That's why I feel so like attracted to his energy, like this love for the divine and this fearless uh, love and devotion to be in communion with the divine.
And Jesus played a big role uh, in the Self Realization Fellowship.
Hmm.
Yogananda, if you look back, there's a little uh, altar photo up top,
Yes. Yes.
and you have Krishna and Jesus side by side, and
Yes.
then Yogananda and his teachers next to him. So, um, A Course in Miracles, Jesus uh, really belongs in the Yogananda family. So there's not a whole lot of separation there between the two.
Yes. Exactly. They are
When you
very connected.
They are. When you started reading the course, did you automatically know, or did you know beforehand that this was Jesus that was talking?
I Yeah. So I bought a course, and then like the first few weeks, I would like put the A Course in Miracles on Google and see what would come. And then I saw a few people saying they were not affirming. They was just saying, "Oh, they say that people." Some people are saying that this is from Jesus, but was not like very confirming. And but when I was reading, that's crazy. And then I saw a few other people saying, "Oh, this is from Jesus. This is Jesus' teachings." But some things that happened that was crazy for me. When I was reading, I could feel, it was so crazy. I could feel in my heart, like as I want to say that in a humble way, like as Jesus was touching my heart to make me feel as he was feeling. It's a little bit weird to say that in that way, but when I was reading, it was not mental. It was like I could feel in my heart, and I could feel what he was feeling when he said that. As when he was saying that to the author of the book, that I don't remember the name, sorry, I could feel what he was feeling. I don't, probably not even slightly 1%, but I could feel like in my heart, like something. So it was like, okay, that's confirmation that is he. It's not like another person say to me. I could feel that was he.
Right. I think it's that resonating, that you were open and receptive uh, to those words from Jesus, and uh, that was that was the message. I think that was the recognition that um, the resonation, the vibration of the book itself um, is what called you, and also what held you there, what keeps you there.
Yes. I could not stop. I still couldn't. It's like I need to finish this book. Is every day makes me heal me a little bit more, my perception and the way I feel about the world, with the way I feel about myself. It's the most life changing book of my entire life. Like I read many books on this path, and this is like for sure. If I need to just offer one book to a friend, it's gonna be this one.
I agree. I agree. Um, how do you feel with 365 lessons looming ahead of you? We're excited, a little
It's a
overwhelmed.
big commitment.
It is. It is a big commitment.
I even thought about that. I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do it if I travel or something? It is a big commitment. And I even tried to do 2 lessons one day to see if I could handle, and I could not. Got me very ungrounded. Like very, yeah, ungrounded as is the word. So I know if I need to, if I could not do a day for some reason, I could not like do the next day too.
Right.
Is at least for the first time. I don't know how it goes like as years pass by. If goes like very, oh sorry, if it's easier, but like for the first time is too much to do more than one per day. And if I lose a day, it's okay. I'll do the next day just one.
Right. And that's the way to do it. That the only real role that they have in the entirety of the course is just do that one lesson for the day. And if you need to stay on one day for several days, that's absolutely fine too. So, if you're traveling and you need to stay on that one day, um, perfectly fine. But it is hard uh, to do any kind of like catching up. That,
Yeah.
but just so that you can't fall behind.
Yeah. Not possible. I cannot like skip 3 days and try to do three at one day. No.
Right.
It's crazy.
We have some people here, like a friend in the chat, Miss Flipper. She comes up with me either every Sunday or every Monday, and we do a little course talk. She's been doing the Course Miracles for 30 plus years. Um, Tina Spalding, she's been doing it for 25. Um, and it's just amazing that love never diminishes. That the people who have been practicing, the practice might change a little bit. Some people pick up the course, do the 365 lessons, and then they do it again and again and again. Some
Hmm.
people do it, every couple of years. Some people do it, after they've done it once. Uh, they will just work on a couple of lessons throughout the year afterwards. Once you go through it once, there's no wrong way, really, of practicing the course. But you want to get that 1 year, 365 lessons. You want to get that um, absorbed into your system. You want it to change your thinking. Um, I mentioned, I think it's amazing that you read the text before, because now I think you have a firm background. Uh, so it's all going to be a lot easier for you.
Hopefully.
It will.
Yeah. But also the this commitment that I put to myself to share the videos are making me go so deep, like so deep into the lessons. I am not like just reading for 5 minutes. I am like really studying the lesson for 2 hours a day. And like I'm really like there is a lesson that we just did, like above everything else I want to see. Like above everything else is like my strongest desire I want to see. And I know I'm just in the beginning, but it's like I am so hungry for that. And then I put myself into this challenge because that's my purpose. There's nothing else there is more important than that.
I think one of the advantages that you have having read the text is when you read that lesson, above all else, I want to see is now you know what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You and people who are just doing the workbook, they're left with a little bit of a mystery. What is it that I want to
Mm-hmm.
see? But now um, you have that background. You know what it is that you want to see above all else.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I always had this very strong on me, like I want the truth, nothing else than the truth. It was not like, oh, people are talking about, I don't know. There are many spiritual teachers, not Course in Miracles spiritual teachers, other spiritual teachers. They talk a lot about a lot of things, but they don't talk about the truth. So it's like you are on a loop of illusions, trying to manifest, heal your body, all those things, but you don't go to the root of the thing, you know? And I was like that for a few years. Like I was on a loop, like learning about a few things here and there, but not going to the root of everything.
Right,
That's like healing the split mind, understand what is illusion, what's reality, and what is the vision that we have through the lens of the ego, what is Christ's vision. What is Christ? Because most people think it's just the name of Jesus.
right.
Like, so I think going to the root of who we are, and then things can start happening. I think that's the most important thing. If everyone knew who they are, that's the most important thing. Mm, Almost nothing else matter. Like if you knew who you are, and if you knew who you are, you know everything.
I think sometimes also it's important to come to the course after going through many paths and many other teachers and many other books, because now you've discarded the the things that don't really bring you um, the peace and the truth that you were looking for. You know, you
Yeah,
dove into that and you saw the limits. You dove into something else and you saw the limits of that. And then when you finally get to the course, you get this big yes. This is what it is. This is what I've been looking for.
exactly. Yeah, and when you see like many paths that are not the truth, they just keep bringing you into the same kind of loops. Like one loop that I don't like at all, that many people uh, may still trying to do it, is like shadow work.
Mhm.
So there's people that say that work for them, but for me, never work. Was like going even deeper, or maybe I haven't done right. I don't know. But for me, it was like going to the loop that, oh, I did this, so I am guilty. So I need to, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, for me, going to the truth, what is the truth, was like the path that I was looking for.
What other teachers through your reading have you? What other books and anyone else really resonate the way Yogananda and the Course of Miracles, like maybe Eckhart Tolle um,
Hmm.
or others? Eckhart Tolle actually quotes quite a bit from the Course.
Yes. Yeah, this is like the ones that I found later on my path. The first ones that I found was pretty heavy on the ego illusion, I would say. But I am glad that I found these materials because they are out there, but sometimes it's just hard. You have to go, for me at least, in my path, I need to go through these illusions and then to witness them, to be very even fearful, I would say, and see, oh, okay, I don't feel good about this. Okay, can I really feel in my body what is that saying to me? And then I felt, okay, that's not truth. So I kept looking until I found what felt good to me. Because like if I was like I don't know, it's like a person that's having a kundalini awakening. If they go to the wrong person, they are going to say they are possessed.
Right.
They are going to say they are crazy. They have to go to a mental institution. So, and that's not truth. So for me, it was like this. I was having some kind of mystical experience, and I went to the wrong persons that I said, and that's how they projected to me that I was crazy, I was being possessed, and that was not true. And I could feel, and then okay, this person's not for me, and then I kept looking, kept looking, kept looking. In my prayer, my intention was like, um, I just want to know the truth, and I want to see with clarity, beyond the illusions, beyond the distortions. This was before I find A Course in Miracles. I would say this prayer every night.
Were you experiencing uh, Kundalini awakening when you were going through that?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I think I may have experienced some kind of cleansing energy, but the way that I had so many mind conditioning from religion and all those things that was evil. So I just I'm just not sure, but I had many mystical experiences. I could say like that. And I don't know, I think there is a time that these things happening when you start to raise your vibration.
Right.
And but if you have a fearful background, you're going to think they are evil. That's why I would pray like I need to know the truth. I need to see beyond the illusions of my mind to understand what's going on.
Um, on a little different note, so I was asking you like what other spiritual teachings might have resonated with you. Um, what about artist wise? Who's been a big influence as far as your artwork? What other artists, either past or possibly present, that might resonate with you?
I would say I'm not very into like knowing the path of the artists. So I know a few artists, like the biggest ones, like Monet, Picasso, those things. But I don't have one that stands the most to me, I
Right.
guess. But I admire all artists, know and unknown. Like even if it's someone selling their art on the beach, you
Sure.
know, I admire all arts because just the willingness to be seen for what you can create, just the willingness to be seen is already a big deal.
I agree. You mentioned that when a friend asked about a miracle that you had experienced, and you talked about with your son, and you used the word innocence several times. I think
Mhm.
innocence and the way of the artist um, are two very powerful forces that, you know, I think when you look at a empty canvas, or when you look at a piece of clay, or when you look at whatever your modality is, you need to approach it with that innocence um, that this is unmade, unmanifest, and that I'm joining with it in innocence for it to become whatever it is, whatever an intent is there um, for it to become. You're sort of nurturing it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, most of the art that I create, I have seen that the art in my eyes before, like in my mind, and then I would create. But I feel that's arts, uh, they all have a different way to create. But for me, the art that I have created before, I would see the picture of the art. I would see how it should be, you know.
Um,
It was not
y-
very like, oh, my intuition, I'm going to do this. No, I have seen, and then I create.
oh, nice. You know, it reminds me when you were saying that, it reminded me of Michelangelo and David. And he was asked, how did you ever create David from that solid block of marble? And he said, David was already in the stone, and I took away everything that wasn't David.
Yes.
Uh, and that seems to be what you were saying, that you see what's going to be there. And then you either take away everything that isn't supposed to be there, or you add what is supposed to be there. And then you have your finished work.
Exactly. And sometimes I still block a little bit. Like I would see some images and I don't do it because I don't have time or because I have other priorities. But it's still the way that I do is like I see and then I create.
Do you have a particular process in your creation, your artistic presentation uh, that you use to get ready, or are you? I always think artists in terms of Superman, Batman. Um, you know, Superman takes off his glasses and he goes from Clark Kent to Superman.
Uh-huh.
Uh, do you put on do you have the brush in your hand or the sculpt in your hand, and this is this is creative time. This is when I'm going to do what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, I just try to clear my mind, not think about anything. Um, pref- prefer- preferably, I don't know how to say that word. But I try to like take some minutes, clean my mind, be still for a little bit. And when I enter like this flow state, then I start to create. And sometimes I would have like these clear things that I want to create, let's say, and they wouldn't leave me alone until I do it. Like I want to create like right now a book, workbook journal. It's like a guided journal.
Mhm.
And I have this idea in my mind since October. And it was very like a download. It's like I need to create this and doesn't leave me. And I still didn't create, but it's still here. And then I see like, and I think most of the artists are very intuitive. So every piece of information that I receive, I try to act upon. Like this name, You Rise, I received like this idea, You Rise. Like I should open a company with this name, You Rise. I have no idea why. And then I received this name before I bought the Course in Miracles. So I had no idea it was for that,
Right.
but made a lot of sense. When I was creating the channel, I was like, yeah, that's the name. And that happens with a lot of things in this artistic creative path that I'm taking. Like I would receive these ideas and I don't even know what they are for or how can I really create. Like I do not channel, like I do not channel spirit guides or anything, at least I think.
Right.
And I have this idea of this guided journal workbook that is meant to be like freedom. And I have no idea how I'm gonna write that. but I'm writing from my mind, using a little bit of inspiration from books and all those things,
I
and
think you
see
might.
how it goes.
I think you might be channeling a bit and not knowing it. You're receiving all of these great ideas. They're coming from somewhere, and they're coming specifically for you. And I think that's a clear sign of channeling. And I think as you practice the course and grow as a student and a teacher, because remember, we teach what we most need to learn. So
Yes.
even though you are on lesson 27, you are a teacher of A Course in Miracles. Um, and I can tell just from this conversation what a wonderful teacher you are because you explain it straight from the
Okay.
heart and so clearly. Um, but Tina Spalding, she had been studying the course for 12 years before she started channeling.
Yeah.
So who knows what the Holy Spirit has in store for you?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know, because sometimes feels is myself, and maybe it isn't like my higher self, but it's not like a clear difference. There's just one time that I heard a clear different voice, and then some people don't believe that. Like I told my husband, he was like, "No, that's no way." I heard a voice, was not like in my head, was a voice in my ear, and that was 1 year ago exactly. Like some people may do not believe, but was a voice in my ear, and that time I was very fearful of everything. I was like, "Please don't even come close to me. I am a separate being." And I just heard like a man's voice, very loud, very strong. Wake up. That, just that.
Wow,
1 year ago, I had no idea that Course in Miracles exist. I had no idea about anything. I just heard a very loud man's voice, was not my voice. Wake up. That was the only time.
that might be enough. That might be all you needed. That might have been uh, the spark
Yes.
that started everything. That started you on the course for A Course in Miracles. Um, how did you react uh, to that voice? Were you startled? Were you afraid? Or was it soothing, like nodding your head?
Was very strong and really felt like a call to action. Like I was expecting, oh my God, I'm going to hear things like now every single night, what's going on. Never happened again. I think was like just enough for me to start on my path. But didn't make me fearful. I felt actually loved. But I was a fearful person.
Right.
But the voice didn't make me fearful. But at the time I had no idea like what to do, but I was very hungry from like know the truth, and like going into this path like, okay, uh, how do I find that? And when I found the book, was like, okay, that's a secret hidden treasure that most anyone know it. Like I don't know a single person that knows about this book in my community, in my life, like my friends, my family, not a single person. I'm the first one that I know that got into A Course in Miracles.
Well, you are part of a community now, um, with your channel, with my channel, and growing. And are you interested in doing some more conversations? Because I have several friends who have YouTube channels and podcasts, and I think they would absolutely love to talk to you.
Yes, that would be nice.
Okay, I will let you know. Um, and let me give a plug to your channel one more time. That guys, we have You Rise with Fabi, and I hope you go and subscribe. Our friend Kundalini King dropped her link several times. She is. Hey, are you going to include some of your artwork on your channel? Do you think?
Maybe. It's like right now I had this commitment to the workbook, and I wish to do more videos about like other subjects and maybe like relate creativity with this, with like A Course in Miracles, like link both. But my commitment of doing one video per day is already huge for me.
Right, right.
So I hope I can do it once I get the doing videos going on easier for me, then I can do more, but I don't know. But I hope I
Um,
can do it, yes, in the future.
well, your videos are um, quite extensive. You're not just doing um, you're not just reading these lessons and calling it a day. Um, I mean, we have uh, 6 minute, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, uh, a 20-minute video where you're really going in depth in what you're doing. And again, as I mentioned before, you're presenting it in a very, very sincere and authentic manner that I absolutely love. Um, so keep doing what
Yeah,
you're doing.
so it is, for me it has been a learning process. Like I have never recorded myself before. English is my second language. You guys can notice that for sure. um, so it has been a learning process, like how to record myself and what to say and how to explain. In the first videos, I mostly just read the text, but as I started doing it, I saw that I could like explain a little bit more, or highlight some parts that sound really important to me. And I was like, okay, I should do that, because maybe if it is a way for me to understand better, I think it's gonna be easier for people to understand better, because the it's like it says so much in a few words. It says so much, has so much to unfold, like in a single phrase. And if you just read like very quickly, I think sometimes we don't give enough time that needs. And then I started like little by little, like highlighting a few things or giving my examples, my opinions, my ideas, my perspective. And I think the examples like really helps, like for people to use it. And then and now I do a guided practice as well. And I also emphasize how many times the person should do it and how should do it.
Um, I like that, and as I said, you also present it in a very engaging, loving way. We have a question, but not a question, that says, Fabiola, that voice, the voice that you heard, is your soul signal waking you to reclaim your original. Perfect.
Yeah.
Um, we have a couple of other artists in the chat as well who were very much taken by what you were saying.
Yay.
And both of the artists that we have in here that I see right off the bat are students of the Course in Miracles as well. And then we have some other artists who have uh, experience with the Course, but they also have other paths that they're walking. And I think that you have resonated with all of us so much. Uh, so, Fabi, we're going to wrap things up. I'm wondering, um, when we get into the closer to like 100 lessons, um, I would love if um, I'd love if you could come back and check in, like when you're around like lesson 75, to see how everything's unfolding for you. When you're at lesson
Hmm.
150, how everything's unfolding. when we get into the 200s. And I would love for you to come back when you're just about done.
It's a great idea. I like that.
Uh, and I will be sharing you out. I'm going to share this video out, our live stream even further. I'll send you the link if you want to share it anywhere. Um, I make clips. I make shorts. So
Mm-hmm.
there'll be. This is what someone told me, and I mentioned it quite a bit. Not everyone is going to watch a 90-minute live stream or rewatch it. It's a big commitment. Even if you're interested in the subject, not everyone's going to go back and watch it. But you have said so many insightful and beautiful things in this conversation that are captured in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And those words are going to find just the right person that needs to be inspired. Um, and they will watch that 3 minutes or they will watch that 2 minutes. So just know
That's
that
great.
the message that you put out there is just going to keep carrying on.
That's great. Yeah, I wish the people that are meant to find because when I was hungry for finding this content, I could not find for a long time. I think it's everything happens in perfect divine timing, but I was like, oh my god, I need to know, I need to find, and then I find, okay, how was this really for me this all this time?
Right.
But yes, I just hope the people that are meant to see it, and they are blessed.
We have a friend that says, I have truly enjoyed this visit. Thank you, Fabiola. Your light shines.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Um, and you've also inspired a friend that says, I have now more work to uncover. Thank you, Fabiola.
Fabiola.
So
Yes.
um, never doubt that you're doing what you're supposed to do right now.
Yeah. I'm trust more and more on that.
Good. So um, just let me know, stay in touch and let me know when you're at that next lesson when you think, okay, it's time to check in.
Oh, yes. This is
And
going to be a year of huge learning, upgrades, evolution for sure.
I'm very thankful that you're allowing me and all of us to be part of it.
I am very happy. I think I have never been more into a community like that, the A Course in Miracles community. Yes, I think I'm finally finding like my place, so it's my pleasure to be here.
We're going to wrap things up. I'm looking forward to touching base again. Thank you, Fabiola.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Guys, I will be back. I'll be live again at 5:25. Come on by and hang out. We got a new member, Jordan Golner. Golner, sorry, mispronounced. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Take care.
Bye.